Well, we are shining the light this morning on an important organization here in our area. CASA of Northeast Tennessee advocates for abused and neglected children, giving them a voice. This morning we have Tull, one of the board members, joining us with more on their mission and need for community support. Caleb, good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So you were telling me you've been on the board for a little over a year now.
A little over a year.
So tell me, what made you decide that you wanted to get involved with CASA and their important mission?
You know, I think CASA's mission of advocating for children in a tumultuous time of life is really what made me want to get involved. And the work they do is so vital and so important, yet so not brought to the forefront. And so it was one of those that I can lend a voice to that in any capacity I can.
And Caleb, we know the need for volunteers with CASA is ongoing. There's always children waiting that need this support. When you're going through and looking at recruiting volunteers, I know one of the things you always say is there is so much training and we come alongside you.
Yes, I mean, if you look at CASA, they've been around for 22 years in our region. They've served over 300 children. So the need is very great. And so volunteers are always needed. There is a lot of training, but it's very well worth it, and it's so vital to those children's lives.
What do you see as being on the board when you guys are looking at the needs of these children? You kind of have that perspective of, we've got to be able to serve all of these kids. You serve so many different counties.
We do. We serve Greene, Unicoi, Washington, and now Johnson County. And so when I look at what we need from an organizational standpoint is just to have people volunteering, advocating, and donating to help continue the mission of protecting children that are in an abused or neglected situation.
Yeah, I suppose because like all organizations, funding is always crucial, and I know sitting on the board, that's one of those things you guys are always looking at, is where can we pull in more community support so we can continue that mission.
Absolutely.
How important is that community support from a board member's perspective? Oh,
it's vital. I mean, all ships rise in the tides, and so it's our support that lends to the mission of CASA that allows the CASA volunteers to do what they do.
And of course, advocating for them. You talked about that training, so important through the court system. And I would imagine too, as you're hearing about these stories, it really tugs on your heartstrings.
It does. How could it not?
Yeah. All right, we're going to give everybody the information. If you would like to volunteer or support CASA and the important work they do here in our community, that website is right there on your screen. We're back to wrap up Daytime right after this.